I had to do a video on, yet again, how stupid these so-called leaders, these so-called classic men, these so-called educated lames on YouTube sound as they are rejoicing about some Section 8 letter that some lady got in the mail. They relate that video or whatever it was, news item, to Donald Trump and his policy of draining the swamp. They laud Ben Carson as the next coming of Black Jesus. And they say that everything will be set right in the black community when they, the Plan B guys, have the wealth of poor pussy, broke-ass pussy, that they have been fiending for since high school. Yes, little LaQuisha with the ass, titties, and braids, light-skinned and so pretty, who stepped over the classic man for the thug and the bum a decade ago. She will now receive her just desserts. She will crawl back to the classic man, this good, upstanding black man, and she will be forced back in line, which in turn will fix all of the ills of the black community. Did I get it about right? Is that how everybody's viewing this? Well, all you morons. It's not everybody, thank God. It's just a small minority of you idiots. There's just so many holes in this. All of these MGTOW idiots, these NIGTOWs, niggers going their own way. I'm black, it's okay. I can say it. And these stupid YouTube commentators who are just so angry about being rejected by Big Booty Brenda in high school that they can't see what's coming down the pike. All of them have predictions about what's going to happen when Donald Trump cuts all of these social programs. Before I get to my predictions, I want to blow a few holes, just a few, because there's so many, in these idiots' perspectives on this issue. You understand? And urge you that if you are listening to anyone who has this perspective to immediately curse them out in their comment section and then block them. Never watch a video of theirs again. Firstly, the classic man's hero, Ben Carson. Ben Carson can do no wrong. Ben Carson, the neurosurgeon, the doctor of medicine, was somehow the most qualified person for Donald Trump to run HUD. Somehow. You know, overlooking the fact that, and Donald Trump himself is a godlike businessman who makes nothing but perfect decisions, and all of his cuts are based in years of experience in business, and they are all correct. Overlooking the fact that Donald Trump is a real estate guy, and you would assume that real estate guys would be his main social circle. So then why would you overlook all of the real estate guys that you know? And he knows them because he took a meeting with Don Peebles while he was making his black celebrity run, his PR run, doing all the photos with Steve Harvey and stuff. He took a meeting with Don Peebles as well. But why would you overlook everyone whose core competency is real estate and move over into neuroscience and then make that person your housing director? That would be like making Ivanka Trump head of the FBI. He didn't do that. When he was trying to fill the positions that he actually cared about, he went over resumes. But now we see why he did that. He knew that he was going to cut HUD funding. He knew that the story would come out and black people would take it some kind of way, even though it affects more white people than anyone. Way more. And he needed black cover. So now black people, and especially these dumb classic man idiots, because they look up to Ben Carson so blindly, are now on Donald Trump's side somehow. Because it's Ben Carson who's in charge of the department. Well, you morons, what you fail to see is that Donald Trump actually disrespected the black man in all of this. He put Ben Carson in charge of a department that he then cut. Which is, if you subscribe to this retarded notion of all of these celebrities serving as an avatar for larger audiences, Donald Trump being the white, all white men, Ben Carson being all black classic men. God, I'm glad I'm not one of you. Then what happened is Donald Trump basically said, you stupid Negro, I'm going to put you in charge of something that you're not at all qualified to run. And then I'm going to insult you by cutting your budget. You don't get the same budget. And then I just give you a directive to dole out those resources more equitably. No, I'm just going to cut your budget. That's an insult, black man. And then another thing. Ben Carson didn't get sworn in until about a month ago. Donald Trump put you idiots so far on the back burner that he actually went and swore in his controversial picks ahead of the department head, Ben Carson, that generated no controversy. How much more disrespectful can you get? The disrespect doesn't end with Ben Carson, however. Because another thing that you stupid, retarded idiots, and I'm so oh God, I'm so happy I'm not in the, you're so stupid. What you don't realize, you fucking idiots, is that if Donald Trump gets his way and cuts all of these social programs down to nothing, first of all, it's going to be mostly white people affected, but next in line after food stamps, WIC, Section 8, is your 401k, you stupid bitch. You see, my predictions for you are not positive. Because while you were sitting there complaining about Big Booty Brenda overlooking you, you really didn't do much in the interim to make yourself a leader. The majority of you were barely able to scrape out enough floor space in your cubicle for a desk and a chair. That desk, that chair, that cubicle, and that floor space all owned by a white person. So basically, you spend all of your days not looking at sunsets or making life better, smelling the flowers, or building your own businesses. You push paper for white people who make a whole lot more than you. You only spend half the day doing that. The most creative thing that you've done at work is to figure out that you can actually use the business internet connection on your personal cell phone and you don't get caught when you watch porn. I'm calling a meeting because I want to figure out who's using all this bandwidth. Oh, it's not me, sir, but I'll take a look and make sure nobody is doing anything wrong. I'm sorry, sir. It's your bitch ass. And so, my predictions for you finally. Classic man. We should do another video about that. It doesn't look good for you. If Big Booty Brenda has to come crawling back to you and your piddling little $50,000 salary, before taxes, of course, she's going to own you in 2 to 3 years. And you're going to be left with nothing. Because, you see, Big Booty Brenda is still ahead of you in gamesmanship. The reason that I'm not mad at Big Booty Brenda is because I recognize that I didn't need to be fucking with her a decade ago or today. But the thing is, all of these morons, all of these losers, all these MGTOWs, all these classic men, sit in their barren apartments, in their $10,000 cars, complaining about Big Booty Brenda because that's all they wanted. The Instagram model, that's all they wanted. This Instagram model hadn't lost any gain, and you haven't gained any. There's not even any artwork on your walls. Your life sucks. So when she goes back into your life, she's gonna take everything from you again. You don't have much anyway, but the little bit that you got. Because you don't even have the wherewithal to understand that the little stash you got in your 401k, that's next on the chopping block, fool. The government's gonna stick their hands in there, and then all of this great
awesome. I've been so responsible because I put my money in a 401k. I'm such a great man because I can get a job with a white person and make $50,000 instead of $30,000 as a manager at McDonald's. I'm so great because I can actually afford my car payment even though I'm still paying a car payment and I can barely afford to rent a one-room apartment in my city. Barely live on the edge of the hood. Morons. You haven't built your own businesses. You haven't started your own anything. And you're next up on the chopping block. Donald Trump already disrespected the hell out of Ben Carson. You don't think he's going to disrespect you next? Your life is done. You're done. Instead of building your own stuff, you spend time diverting your own failures onto Big Booty Brenda. When the truth is, you're just as morally bereft of morals as that Big Booty Redbone who flaked on you and left you sitting at Starbucks back in high school. Who studied and got the answers from you off the test and then didn't want to have sex with you at your behest later on. You're all a bunch of idiots. Blaming each other, doing nothing, listening to all these dumb idiots on YouTube. Not realizing that Donald Trump is coming for all of your necks. Every single one of you. My prediction, Big Booty Brenda is going to get in line for about 6 months after she realizes that you are still a lame loser with nothing to your name. She is going to begin to disrespect the hell out of you again. You will capitulate, and then the hammer will come down from Mount Olympus, taking the little bit of security that you have as well, putting you in the same boat as Big Booty Brenda. The black community even more in a shambles because of your lack of foresight. By these erudite commentaries on the stupidest among us, these classic men, these MGTOWs, these NIGTOWs, these idiots. I bid you good day, and I await with humor the carnage, 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 the carnage.